Beautiful evening, everyone. My name is Tade Cash, and it's good to be here with you today. This is the Night Economy, where you learn how to build your own economy, how to become the master of your own economy. And it's safe to say that this is where you learn how to become someone that can hit hardship, tough times for breakfast. And you don't want to miss any moment with me in the Night Economy. Once again, you're welcome with Tade Cash. This is the Night Economy where your life will literally change. And have you ever wondered why is it that many people suffer or use the word struggle when it comes to making sales? What is it that a lot of people afraid of coming into the biggest and the most noble profession in the world, which is selling? Today, I want to show you what will make selling become easy and why it's easy for some people and why it's also difficult for other people. And if you take what I'm teaching today and you put them into practical use, I can assure you of one thing: your life is going to literally change. And so you want to tag along with me tonight to learn how to make this happen for you, because the moment you learn what I'm sharing with you in the next couple of minutes, one thing will happen from today. You will never be clueless about where the next sales is going to come from. You will never be clueless about coming into this most noble profession that you can ever find, which is the ability to sell. Remember this, that everyone sells. Everyone sells. Remember, everything in life is sales. Getting what you want is a commission. Everything in life is sales. Getting what you want is a commission. In the next few minutes, let me see who is joining me in the Night Economy today. Emeka, thank you for joining my brother. It's good to see you today. This is Monday, and I'm so excited having you join me today to have a good time. How are you doing, man? How are you doing today? Hope you're good. Let me see who is joining today. Tell your friends to join us in this Night Economy with Tade Cash, where you learn how to become the master of your own economy. You learn how to become the ruler of your own economy. And the moment you know how to do this, you are going to literally change your life. All right? Awesome. 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 Thank you, Mr. Sunday. It's good to have you here today. I'm so honored to have seen you on Saturday joining us in that moment. Okay, let me see who is joining today. Emeka, thank you for this generosity. Thank you for inviting people to join us today. Tonight is going to be awesome. You are going to learn one thing that will change your life. Now, remember that one of the reasons that most people never do well in sales is because of one thing. They never do well in sales because no one ever told them that for you to have a prospect in sales, for you to have a future in sales, you must know how to attract prospect. And so most people don't attract prospect. As a result of that, the journey of selling never have a prospect. So your prospect is that you must have a prospect. All right? Don Charles, awesome brother. Good to see you here today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Many years ago, a friend of mine came to my house and he spent the night with me. And I realized that during that moment, he was having challenges making sales. And he needed to sell some properties and he wasn't selling the properties. And then I gave him this counsel. And I said to him that if it could generate 3 prospects every single day for the next 30 days, his life and his career is going to change. And it was in the middle of the night that we had this conversation because he passed the night in my house. It was almost like 12 midnight that we were having this conversation. And I love him so much because that night he decided to take up the challenge that I told him. And he decided to go out there the next day and start prospecting average of 3 people every single day. And guess what happened? In less than 7 days, he made a sale. Why did he make a sale? He made a sale because the reason why most people struggle in sales is because of this. They don't have who to sell to. Now, you can never make sales if you don't have who to sell to. And who to sell to is what prospecting is all about. Remember this: if you don't prospect, you can't prosper. Someone needs to put that in the comment today. If you don't prospect, you cannot prosper. If you don't prospect, you cannot prosper. So you need to have this clarity in your mind. Madam Catherine, thank you for joining today again. I hope this is beautiful for you. I hope the day is going beautiful a while. Oh, Obafemi Adeyinka, my brother, the man of God. It's good to see you joining me tonight. Now, how can you create fortune? Now, I told my friend to go prospect every single day for the next 30 days. Guess what it did? He prospected for 7 days and he already make a sale. Now, if you don't prospect, you can prosper. If you don't prospect, you will suffer. Now, I need you to take these two together. If you don't prospect, you can prosper. If you don't prospect, you will suffer. If you have a team, you will take this video tonight that I'm sharing with you, and you will share it with all your team members, and you make them to listen, to watch this again and again. And if you practice what I share with you today, guess what is going to happen to you? You're going to come back to me and give me an economic offering in the next couple of days. That is, by the way, but awesomely, this is what I'm saying to you. If you don't prospect, you can't prosper. If you don't prospect, you will suffer. So most people would rather do every other thing than prospect. Most people would rather do every other thing than to go out there and get people that will buy something from them. Now, there is a difference between customer satisfaction and customer acquisition. Now, if you don't acquire customers, you can never satisfy them. So if you don't prospect, you cannot prosper. And if you don't prospect, you will suffer. You will suffer financially, and your suffering will be long suffering. Why? Because it's going to be long. It's going to be quite long. Why? Because you are not prospering and you are not prospecting. Now, get what I'm saying today. So one of the few things I want to show you today is how to identify where a good prospect is. But before you talk about how to identify where a good prospect is, you must first know that prospecting is an activity that leads to prosperity. Prospecting is an activity that leads to prosperity. Lack of prospecting is an activity that leads to austerity. I will say that again, gently this time. I may be too fast sometime. Prospecting is an activity that leads to prosperity. Lack of prospecting is an activity that leads to austerity. So if you are broke in sales today, you have broken the law of prospecting. You need to have people that you can sell to before you can sell. So if you prospect, you will prosper. If you don't prospect, you will suffer. If you prospect, you will prosper. If you don't prospect, you will suffer. You will suffer financially. You will suffer, economically, because in the world of sales, that is what happened. So if you want to grow, you prospect. If you want to groan, you don't prospect. If you want to grow, you prospect. If you want to groan, you don't prospect. If you want to grow, you prospect. If you want to groan, you don't prospect. Because you prosper as you prospect, you suffer as you refuse to prospect. So you prosper as you prospect. So check yourself today. Prospecting is what we call contact development. The ability to have people, contact development. And because without contract development, you cannot develop contracts. So most people are running away from prospecting, and because they're running away from getting people to buy things from them, as a result of that, they don't make money. So the activity that leads to your prosperity is what prospecting is all about. So if you want an activity that will lead to your prosperity, you need to prospect. So get this from me clearly. The first thing that you need to do is to develop your prospect list. Every single moment, every single day, you need to develop your prospect list. Your prospect is what we call lead generation. You need to have people that are raising their hands that are interested in your product. You need to have people that want to buy what you are selling. You need to have people that are, that are interested in what you are offering, so that you can get them to buy and uncover their problems so that they can buy what you are offering. Now, if you don't have those kind of people in your life, you are going to struggle. And every single day, your first priority is not sales. Your first priority is to have people that can raise their hand and say they want to buy what you are offering. You can be so salesy that you miss the process. And you miss the process when you just think about selling without thinking about the person that's going to buy it. So you're talking about contact development. You're talking about contact development. Now, prospecting is where everything begins. Prospecting is where everything begins. Remember, everything has a beginning and the end. Prospecting is where we begin, closing is where we end it. So most people want to end what they have not begun. They want to close the deal that they have not initiated. And so where do we initiate it? We initiate it from the point of prospecting. So one thing that you need to do is that you need to start developing prospecting mindset. What do I call it? Prospecting mindset. You need to have a prospecting mindset. Now, remember, if you don't have a prospecting mindset, you cannot prosper. You need to have a prospecting mindset. And what's the first prospecting mindset do you have? If you want to grow, you prospect. The first mindset you need to develop is, if I want to grow, I prospect. By the way, let me tell you one thing that I do every single day. Before 9 a.m. every single day, I'm already talking to different people. I'm already talking about contact development in every single day. Why? Because if I want to grow, I prospect. That's the first mindset. The second mindset is that I also prospect as I go. Now, I just mentioned two things to you, and I'm going to repeat them. Number one, if you want to grow, you prospect. Number two, prospect as you go. Don't just go to prospect. Don't just go to prospect as you go. So every single day, you need to know that. And how do you prospect as you go? You need to have this. Everybody is a potential prospect. Everybody is a potential prospect until proven otherwise. Everyone is a potential prospect until proven otherwise. All prospects are people, but not all people are prospect. So what happened is this: all prospects are people. All prospects are people, but not all people are qualified prospect. So that's why I said to you that everybody is a potential prospect until proven otherwise. Everyone is a potential prospect until proven otherwise. So you want to prove them, and that is why you want to know what are the qualities of a prospect. But before I talk about the quality of a prospect, I need to tell you what prospecting is all about. Prospecting is finding who to serve. That's number one. Now, are you getting what I'm saying? Prospecting is finding who to serve. The reverse of it is also making who you can serve to find you. Prospecting is finding who to serve. The other reverse is making who you can serve to find you. Oh, come on. What are you talking about? Yes, it's an advanced way of prospecting called positioning. Prospecting is finding who to serve. So every time you go out to find who to serve, either through your writing, through your videos, through your work, guess what happened? You are prospecting. The advanced way of prospecting is also making who you can serve to find you. So finding who to serve is what prospecting is all about. And also making who you can serve to find you is an advanced way of prospecting. So the moment you can find you go out to find who to serve, and making sure that who you can serve also find you, you are prospecting. So if you want to prosper, you prospect. By the way, let me tell you something. We are all prospecting. Either you're a banker, either you're a lawyer, either you're a cook. We are all looking for who to serve. The word prospecting is first used by people that are seeking for gold. So you are looking for acres of diamond, and your acres of diamond, is happen to be people. So if your acres of diamonds happen to be people, guess what you're going to do? You are going to make sure that you want to detect them. You want to be able to find them. You want to make them to find you as well. And so as a result of that, if you are not busy making sure that you are testing things out, making sure that you're finding who to serve, you are going to starve. So most people are not busy creating an holistic system to find who to serve. As a result of that, they are starving. Now, this is what happened. They are putting the blame on the economy. They are putting the blame on the society. They are putting the blame on the product they are selling. But this is what happened. Most people don't have a product problem. They have a prospecting problem. Most people don't have a product problem. They are having a prospecting problem because they don't know how to find who to serve. They don't know how to make who to serve to find them. And the moment you can solve this problem, you are going to stop starving and you are going to start prospering. So develop the mentality that if you want to grow, you must prospect. And secondly, you must prospect as you go. Don't just go to prospect. Every human being happens to be a potential prospect. So if every humans happen to be a potential prospect, you must then know how to qualify them so that you go about your business. So this is beautiful, and this is very important in your journey that most people never take this serious. Make it a challenge today. Decide that minimum of 3 people you're going to find 3 people that you can serve today. You see, from running a program to, we're having a program, I'm having a program in July called the Closers Boot Camp. And guess what happened? The Closers Boot Camp is only going to host about 100 people. And as of today, about 37 people have registered for the program. The question is, why did 37 people register for the program? You have not even seen the flyers of the program. So why is it that about 37 people have registered for the program that you have not even seen the flyer? Prospecting. In other words, finding who to serve. You have to be that. I have a goal to sell 30 plots of land for my, in the month of May. And as I'm talking to you today, I'm almost done selling the 30 plots of land. Why? Prospecting. Why is this so? It's so because if you don't prospect, you don't prosper. And if you don't prospect, you don't grow. If you don't prospect, you will suffer. And most people are suffering. Most people are struggling. Why? Because they have not developed this mentality. I started my sales career learning how to close deal. And I tell you for free that you can be a good closer and you will still going to suffer. Why? Because if you can close but you can't generate the people to close, you are going to lose. So what I want to show you? I want to show you how to do both. Lead generation and lead conversion is what leads to customer acquisition. So if you don't know how to get people, find people to serve, you are going to starve. All right. Looking for who to serve. Your first goal is become a finder. Find the people to serve. Find the people to serve. Remember, everything begins with prospecting list. You must understand that everything begins with a prospecting list. Everything begins with a prospecting list. And so, I saw the question you asked, but I'm going to answer it later about how do you meet a total stranger? If you meet a total stranger, how do you prospect him or her? You tell them how you serve people. By learning how to create your own IOS. The irresistible outrageous statement of service. Because your irresistible outrageous of service does not talk about what you sell, it talks about how you serve. Do you understand what I just said? The irresistible outrageous statement of service does not tell you people what you sell, you tell people how you serve. So if someone meets me today and say, what do you do for a living? They are not telling me what I sell. They are asking me how I serve. And most of you, you can literally change your life in 10 days by just answering this question. Let me tell you what to do. How do you get 10 prospects a day? This way. Ask 10 people what they do for a living. Ask 10 people what they do for a living, and then they will tell you. And then tell them what you do for a living. Now, because this is what happens. When people ask you, what do you do for a living? They are not asking you where you work. They are not asking you the industry you are in. They are simply saying this, how do you serve the living? How do you contribute to the life of other people? So they are asking you how you serve, not what you sell. Now remember, prospecting is finding who to serve. So when I meet people, if I want to meet 10 people today to serve, prospect today, I just talk to 10 people and ask them what they do for a living. Remember that everybody is a potential prospect. Because this is the only thing I want to do when I'm developing content development. It's either you're a buyer or you refer a buyer to me. Nobody leave me stranded because it's either you're a buyer. I have a program called the Contact to Cash Flow. It shows you how to create the irresistible, outrageous statement of service. You can go online and see the version that is available on YouTube and watch it absolutely for free. Or you can choose to buy the program. We have a complete dimension of the program that shows you how to work the same thing into your life. I think the program is about 30,000, but if you're interested in the program for tonight alone, I will tell my team at the back end to give it to you for 10,000. It's called the Contact to Cash Flow. How to move from a stranger, from your contacts to cash flow. And so, but that's not the class today. If you want that, is fine. But what I'm telling you today is that you can literally meet 10 people today by just asking people what they do for a living. But this is what happens. Most people don't even know how to introduce themselves. They don't even know how to introduce themselves. So being able to, I'm addressing your question now, Madam Catherine. So if you meet a total stranger, you are not going to be telling them what you sell. You are going to be telling them how you serve the word. So when someone meets me, for instance, and say, what do I do for a living? I will tell them that before I tell you what I do for a living, I will first tell you what I believe. I believe that the first position we should be in life is that money is not, there's no blood money, but money is blood. Somebody will say, how do you do that? Because number one, for people to come to you for something, two things happen. They only either come to you through curiosity or they come to you through money. So there is no blood money. Money is blood. The person will ask me how. How do you mean by that? I will tell you that, will you interest you to know that everything that happens to people that lack money happens to people that lack blood? That's number one. Number two, do you know all the qualities of the blood is the quality of money? What am I trying to do? I'm trying to bring it to a point where I become interesting to the person, not necessarily because I was showing him how to sell something, but I was creating a narrative that will make him realize that he needs me. Because you see, when people chase you, your value increases. When you chase them, your value drops. So when I'm before a prospect, I'm not trying to chase you. I want you to chase me. Because he that cares the least win the most. So my work is not to show you that if I want to sell you anything. My work, remember when I'm introducing myself to you, I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm only showing you how I can serve you. Now, if I can't serve you, perhaps you know who I can serve. Remember, don't ever forget that the word prospecting is finding who to serve, not finding who to sell to. Because selling to us is serving. And serving is selling. So what happened is that when I'm serving you, I'm selling to you. When I'm selling to you, I'm serving you. I'm helping you. So what do you do for a living? If I tell you what I do for a living, I will tell you what I believe. I believe that there is no blood money. I believe that money is blood. I believe that the older we get, the more money we should get. Do you believe that as well? I believe that life, we should buy back our time and live lives on our own terms. That's what I believe. And I believe that for that to happen, something must happen. Now, I haven't said that to you. I would then tell you what I do. I help people to create asset that will help them to live the kind of life they want to live and buy back their own times and live life on their own terms and be able to do what they love to do, either when they are alive or dead. So someone asked me, how do you do that? And I said, I do that through 3 dimensions. Number 1, I help you to fulfill what I call the freedom lifestyle number. Number 2, when I help you to do that, I bring you to a state called a deep. What is a deep? Dynamic position. All right. What does that mean? It means that you live life on your own times without no financial worries. I bring you to that stage in 3 to 5 years if you're interested. Number 2, I help you to eliminate all your debts within the next couple of years. And number 3, I help you to build a financial fortress whereby you can leave an inheritance for your children. Because this is what I believe. If you're not going to leave anything behind, don't leave anyone behind. Now, what have I done to you? I have not sold anything to you, but I've showed you how I can serve you. Now, if you want to be served that way, if you want to become a freedomaire, I don't raise millionaires. I don't raise billionaires either, but I raise freedomaires. What are freedomaires? The people that live life on their own terms without no financial worries. They are in a position of deep, and they do that by creating income producing asset. Okay? The only way you can I help people to cease from their labor so that they can live their life in the way that pleases them on their own terms. Guess what happened? I am creating curiosity and showing you how to be free. I don't sell properties, I sell freedom. Freedom is not for everybody, and I'm okay with that if you don't want freedom. Freedom lifestyle is what I represent. And I will then give you examples of the people that I've done this for. I will show you how to create your freedom numbers in 1 minute. And I will say, if you're interested in this, we can set an appointment time and show you how you can use real estate to achieve all of these things. Olayinka Shubambi, thank you, brother. Thank you for joining today. I'm so excited to see you. Happen, thank you. Daniel, thank you for joining today. Do not forget, this is what you would like to do today. You don't just want to be alone on this channel. You want to tell your friends to join. You want to put their name in the comment section so that they can see this. Because by seeing this, it can literally change their career. Now, that's what we do. Prospecting is finding who to serve or making who you can serve to find you. Either way, you are prospecting. The question is, have you prospected today? If you prospect, you will prosper. If you don't prospect, you will suffer. And most people are suffering today, self-inflicted one. Why? Because they have not taught how to prospect. The second verse of what I'm showing you today is to literally show you who a good prospect is. And I'm just going to show you that in a jiffy. Because I will be spending a whole moment, almost like 1 hour plus, in the Closers Boot Camp doing what I call the GPS, Good Prospecting Scorecard. I'll show you how to identify a prospect in 30 minutes. Anywhere that you go, you can find a prospect. You can know, you will reject people. Now, master closers they're not afraid of being rejected. They reject people on their own terms. And I will show you how to do that. At the program, if you want to be there, you can register by putting the code there, the closer. If you put the closer in the comment section, we're going to send you the link to register. The program is $150,000 and you can choose to spread the payment. It's happening in July. You can spread the payment and you're going to be right there in Lagos live. 2 days program, 2 days event, and that is going to literally change your life. If you want to change your life, if you want to prosper, remember this is not for everybody. More than 37 people have registered for this program, and this program can only take on the people. I can assure you, it's going to sell out. It's one of the cheapest programs I've ever done, but I want you to be able to make more money so that you can move to the next phase of your life. Now, remember, you are just a prospect list away from your breakthrough. You are just a prospect list away from your breakthrough. You are just a prospect list away from your breakthrough. So the moment you understand that, the breakthrough is around the corner where you have a prospecting list. Develop ability, become a prospector, because prospecting is selling. Prospecting is selling. Prospecting is selling. So if you are not prospecting, you are not selling. If you are not selling, you are lying. So most people claim to be in sales, but they are not. They are just loafing around. Why? Because they are not doing, they are not beginning where sales began. Sales began from prospecting. Prospecting is finding who to serve. Can anything be simpler than that? Prospecting is finding who to serve. You are just a prospect away from explosion. You are just a prospect away from breakthrough. So do you want a breakthrough today? Wake up, wake up. It's time to prospect. It's time to prospect. It's time to show people how you can serve them. It's time to show people how you can change them. Someone says to me, I want to be in sales, but I hate to prospect. No, if you say you want to be in sales and you hate to prospect, you are lying, because selling is prospecting. Selling is firstly finding who to serve, or making who you can serve to find you. If either ways you are not doing it, you are missing it. Come on, come on, come on. This will change your life. So if you have prospected today, you have sold today, because it's leading you to the place. If you have not prospected today, you are not a salesman, because salespeople prospect every day. Because for you to prosper daily, you have to prospect daily. How have you shown the world today how you can help them? Remember that prospecting is finding who to help. So if you have shown people how you can help them today, you have literally prospected today. How has your post shown people how you can help them today? How have you identified with what people are struggling with today? And how have you been able to show them how what you're struggling with can lead to them not getting what they want in life today? And how have you connected that to how you can help them if they want to be helped? These are the realities. And because in a good prospect scorecard, the first thing that we do is that you get what we call prospect attraction. So that means people can identify with you, two can work together, except they agree. Remember that selling is a pathway to agreement, not a channel or a vehicle of argument. Selling is a pathway to agreement, not the channel or a vehicle of argument. So what happened to most people, that they are there arguing when they are not selling. When you are arguing, you are selling. When you are selling, you are not arguing. When you are arguing, you are not selling. When you are selling, you are not arguing. So I want to ask you a question. Are you selling or you are arguing? Think about that for a nanoseconds. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Wale Daudu. Thank you for the list of the people that you put here today. Thank you for showing to help more people. I really appreciate this. You have always done this, and it's awesome to see you do this again. Diamond Akachuku Nwafo. Good to see you here today. All right, so prospect. Prospect. Show people how you can serve them today. Show people how you can serve them today. Use different medium to show people how you can serve them. When you're making a post online that is all about prospecting, it should not be about you. It should be about how you can serve people or the people that you are serving. Most people make a post on social media trying to sell. Now, remember, the first thing is not to sell. The first thing is to find the person to serve. And so most of your posting Your social media is supposed to be about prospecting. The selling is supposed to be behind the scene. So most of you are literally using your social media trying to sell, and you are finding it difficult to do because it was not meant to be for selling. It was meant to be for prospecting, for closing deal rather. It was meant to be for selling. It's called social selling. Social selling is not about asking people to buy. So when you look at the algorithm on Facebook, you will realize that they're trying to clamp down on you trying to sell to people. If you want to sell, you advertise. But what happened is that they are not saying that you cannot use your social media page to prospect. How do you do that? Show people how you can serve them. So if you show people how you can serve them, that's prospecting. Don't be in a hurry. The first time you're having an appointment, you see, the social media is about booking an appointment with people. It's not just about trying to sell them a product. Now, it doesn't mean you can go on social media and try to force them to come to you. You can do that. How do you do that? Advertising. Hey, I'm here, man. Hey, I'm here. Buy my product. Buy my product. Buy my product. It's fine. But prospecting is about finding the people to serve. Come on. It's about finding the people to serve. It's about finding the people to serve. So who have you found? This will change your life. This will literally give you a comfortable mode of selling. This will make you wake up this morning and ask a different question today. And actually say, who am I going to serve today? How many people am I going to serve? Remember the laws of greatness. The greatest among you today will be the servant of many. So the question is, how many people am I going to serve today? Prospecting is about finding who to serve, not who to sell to. Because for us, serving is selling. Ooh. Does that make sense to you at all? So from the way you make your post, from the things that you say, check my post every single day. You hardly see me trying to sell something. But may I tell you something? I am selling something, because prospecting is selling. But I come to you, giving to you first, before I want to take from you. I spend my nice time trying to do night economy for you, to show you how to prosper, to show you how to excel, to show you how to upgrade your game from the game that I'm playing as well. I didn't come here to first sell to you. I come here to first serve you, because the greatest among us would be the servant of many. Is an absolute law. Give and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, running over, shall men bring to your bosom. By the way, they will bring to your bosom, because your bosom is your bank. Your bosom is your vault. They will bring to your bank account. Give and it shall be given. Prospecting is about giving to people before you collect from them. That's why you're finding who to serve. What are people struggling with? How can you use your property in Aton, in Oka, in Asaba? How can you use your property in all of those areas to help them solve their problem? What are the problems you have identified? What are the struggles you have identified that people are having? How can you solve them? What are the things you can give them for free that will help them and bring them to you to pay you a fee? How can you share this thing with them? How can you do that? That's what prospecting is all about. So what's your biggest fortune? Remember, let me say this to you. Prospecting list is your fortune list. Your prospecting list is your fortune list. Your prospecting list is your fortune list. Without a prospecting list, it's a misfortune. It means you mix the fortune. So mix the fortune by not prospecting. By not having a prospecting list, you miss the fortune. Now, if you're going to start a restaurant, you need an inventory. And the inventory that you need, if you're going to start a restaurant, is food. If you're going to start a mechanic shop or a repair shop, you need an inventory called a part. If you're going to be in sales, you need an inventory called a prospect. Your inventory for sales is prospect list. Your inventory for sales is the prospect list, the name of people, the contact of people. This is what happened, because without no contact, there will not be communication. Without no communication, there will not be connection. Without no connection, there will not be contract. Without no contract, there will not be commission. So what happens to most people is that they want to have commission, but they don't have a contract. They want to have a contract when they don't have a connection. They want to have a connection when they don't know how to have communication. They want to have a communication when they don't have a contact. So your prospecting list is your fortune list. So without a fortune list, without a prospecting list, you are in misfortune. It means that you miss the fortune. How can I serve people? What are people struggling with? You know, the other time, yesterday, one of the prospects that is now a client, he called me, and he want to buy this property that we own. Number one, he read my book. He bought my book on seller called The Real Estate Cash Flow Machine, and he read the book. And after he read the book, he saw an ad on the product called The Field, and he filled the advert and he wanted to buy. But this what happened. We followed up on him and he said, this land is in Ekpe. He would like to have it. Can we tell him about it? We told him about a few of the options and he said, "Ooh, I like it because it has proximity to 3 universities." And he said something to me that was quite profound. He said, "Can I call you?" I said, "Yes." And he called me up in the morning yesterday. And when he called me, he told me this story about his wife's younger brother that got an admission to Lagos State University of Education at Ekpe, very close to the field, one of the estates. And he said something. He said when this young guy got an admission, the campus where he got the admission did not have an hostel for him. Then they have to start going around the proximity looking for a house where he can have an hostel. Eventually they got one. But you know what happened? It took them a while. And many of the students, with more admissions are going to be happening every single year. And the proximity of this place is where we have the field. The field also is going to have the bungalows, about 72 bungalows, that is going to start next month. Guess what happened? He opted for that because the property could help him to create a cash flow properties, which he was also read in the book, The Real Estate Cash Flow Machine. And he opted for these properties, him and his friends. Why do they do that? They are doing that because the property can help them to get what they want. Are you getting the point now? But you must prospect. Your prospect is your inventory. Just like the person that owns a restaurant, their inventory is food. In sales, your inventory happens to be people, the prospect. Because prospects are people. Thank you. Thank you. Prospects are people. So your number one inventory in sales happen to be prospect. So the inventory in sales is prospect. So if you don't have, it's like you get to a restaurant and there is no food. What's the essence of that restaurant? You want to be in the sales business and you don't have the inventory called prospect. You're in the business of sales, your inventory is not the product. The inventory is the prospect. Now, I would rather have prospect and then go look for product than to have a product and I don't have a prospect. So what happened to most people is that they have product, they don't have a prospect. Now, this is the challenge. That is why you're suffering. That's why you're not prospering, because your number one inventory in sales business is not product. Your number one inventory in sales business is prospect. So, how big is your inventory? You know what you want to do every single day? It's like you're going to a mega mall. It's like you're going to hypermarket, hyper supermarket. You want to get to this hypermarket. Why do you go to the hyper stores? You go to the hyper stores because you believe they have and inexhaustive inventories. Now, your inexhaustive inventory in sales business happen to be your limitless prospecting list. Now, how big is your prospecting list? Can you borrow prospect? Do you understand how to do the center of influence marketing? The other day I did a center of influence marketing to close up on large number of deals. Now, you have to understand this. Who is the person that have the customer that happen to be your prospect before the prospect knows that they need you? These are very fundamental strategic questions that you need to ask. Because in the sales business, your inventory is prospect. How big is your inventory? And remember that your prospecting list is your fortune list. Now, this is going to change your life. Just think about what I'm sharing with you. It's going to change your life because it changed my life. Why? Because you are in people's business. Commission come from people, through people, by people. Commission don't fall from heaven. Commission come from people. So if commission don't fall from heaven and commission come from people, guess what you want to do? You want to be able to put that in perspective. Commission don't fall from heaven, it comes from people. Commission don't fall from heaven, it comes from people. Wow, commission comes from people? Yes, my friend, it comes from people. Commission comes from people. So what do you want to do? You are in people's business. Sales business is not a product business, it's people's business. Your number one inventory is not the product. Your number one inventory is the people. What is then is the product? The product is a delivery mechanism, is the vehicle. Your inventory is the people. Commission don't come from products. Commission comes from people. So you don't lack commission, you lack people that can buy the product that will make commission to come to you. That should be your obsession. What is the problem? Where can you find them? Who can you collaborate with? How can you serve them? So sales business is people's business. The business of sales is a business of people. The business of sales is a business of people. So remember, we are in people's business. All right. So it's about the list of contact. There is no contract without contact. And we are in the business of contact development. Because every time you are prospecting, you are developing your business. Because every time you are developing your contact, you are developing your business. Because contact development is equals to business development. So you can be saying that in the business of sales, you are a business development executive. Why? Because you are in a contact development. If you don't develop the contract, if you don't develop the contact, you cannot get the contract. So guess what happened? You don't get paid. I'm gonna, you see, this is gonna help you a whole lot. So, if you're struggling in sales, the first thing that you need to check is to check your prospecting list. How big is it? Because that's your inventory. If you're struggling in sales, check your prospecting list. Because your prospect list are your fortune list. And if you don't have the list, your fortune is missed. If you don't have the list, called the prospect list, your fortune is missed. And you need to go find the prospect list, because right inherent in that prospect list is your fortune hidden. I hope that makes sense to you. So what does that mean? How do you get paid? You don't just get paid when you sell. You get paid to prospect. Every time you are prospecting, you are getting paid. Every time you are prospecting, you are getting paid. That's why I say to you that prospecting is where everything begins. Prospecting is where everything begins. Prospecting is where everything begins. You know, if you read this book, you will see it there. I wrote it there. One of the chapters shows you how to prospect, right? It shows you how to prospect. And it's going to be awesome. If you have not read this book, you will find it interesting. Close or lose. Money does not fall from heaven. It comes from people. Okay? Money does not fall from heaven. It falls from people. Chapter 2. Chapter 2 of this book shows you that. Money does not fall from heaven. It comes from people. You're not short of money. You're short of a starving crowd. So what kind of crowd do you have? Okay? Money follows exchange, not wishes. So, think about that for a moment, and it's going to begin to change your life. Now, this is a mindset that you need to have. So I said I'm going to tell you, so what makes a prospect? Someone asked me a question on Facebook yesterday. He said, how do we identify a prospect? There are 3 characteristics of a prospect. There are 3 nature of a prospect. If people don't have these 3 things, they are not a prospect, they are a suspect. And most people waste their time because they are dealing with a suspect. They thought they are dealing with a prospect. A prospect is a map. Do you understand what I just said? A good prospect is a map. A good prospect is a map. What does that mean? A map in this instance happens to be an acronym. So what makes a prospect? 3 things make a prospect. 3 things make a good prospect. Number 1, if these 3 things are not available at the same time, you don't have a prospect, you have a suspect. And most people are romancing suspect, and they are calling them prospect, and they are wondering why they are suffering. So number 1, what makes a prospect? Number 1, a prospect must have money. Come on, man. You must have money. If the person does not have money, so you need to ask yourself, who got the money? If he doesn't have the money, it's not a prospect. A prospect must have money to pay for the product. Number 2, a prospect must have the authority to buy, the authority to make a decision. If someone likes your product, but he will say, I still have to go think about it. I still have to talk to somebody about it. The person is not the prospect. Okay, the prospect must have money to buy. Number 2, the prospect must have authority to make a decision. And number 3, the prospect must have a pain that your solution can resolve. This is the map. Now, good prospect is a map. So if you don't, the question, number 1, you must uncover the pain. But uncovering the pain is not enough. The person must have the authority to make a decision to solve the pain. He must have the authority to be committed to solve the pain. Now, being committed to solve the pain is also not enough. The person must have the money to resolve the pain. Now, if these 3 things are not together, the person is not a prospect. As interesting as a person is, now what happens is that most people are trying to deal with the people that are interested in what they are selling. They are not dealing with the people that have the pain that what they are selling can resolve. But this is what happened. Haven't gotten the pain that my product can resolve is not enough. Yes, I want to uncover the pain, but that is not the end. I also want to have the authority to make it. Does he have the authority to make a decision? How do I figure that out? How do I figure that out? So I want to listen to the pain indicator statement. We call it the pain indicator statement. So I want to listen to what they are saying. How did they feel it? Oh, how do they feel about what they are going through? How do they feel about their struggle? What is it costing them not solving the problem? It's called the pain indicator statement. I'm listening to it. And that's why master closers are listeners more than they are talkers. They are stuck with you. They want to figure out what your pain is. So it's called pain indicator statement. They want to figure out what is that. Now, I also want to figure out in a few minutes if this person has the authority to make a decision. If everything can solve your problem, how soon are you going to buy? Do you need to contact someone else to go ahead? Who else beside you will need to make a decision for this thing to occur? I want to know. And thirdly, I want to know if the person, if we agreed, if everything being equal, how soon are you going to be making the payment? You know why? You're putting all of those questions. You want to know that you are dealing with a prospect, not a suspect. Because there are many people that are interested in the solution, but they are not committed to take the action. Do you have the ability and the desire to pay? Does the person have the pain that your product can resolve? Are you in tandem? Is that what we call the prospect resonance? Are both of you in tune with each other? These are the good prospect scorecard that you want to figure out. But remember that good prospect is a map. And most people have not created this map. They have not unlocked, uncover, unmasked this map. And they're wondering. That's your first work. The first few minutes is not to sell them, is to qualify them. Your first goal is not to sell. Your first goal is to qualify, because the biggest asset you have in selling is time. So the biggest asset you have is time, and most people waste that asset more than any other thing. Every time you're spending more time with the people that can't buy what you are selling, you are wasting your time. So the first few minutes of spending or being with anyone, you want to know. You want to be mindful of the presence of whom you are standing. You want to be mindful of the presence of whom you are standing, because by being mindful of their presence, you can make it gainful at end. This is how you do it. Remember that prospecting and prospect. Prospecting is finding who to serve. A prospect is a map. So when you say someone is a prospect, it's a map. He has the money. He has authority to make a decision. And he has a pain that your product can resolve. If those things are not present, you're just chilling, you're just loafing, and that's what happened to most people. Ooh, that's how it is. That's how it is. And if you can take this lesson today and begin to think about your life and your business in a different way, I believe something is going to start happening to you. And in case you are that kind of person, you want to be with me in July as well, where you can totally become the master of this your game. If you are not there, where? If you're not there, where? And if you really want to be part of these 100 people that will be with me and learn the art of lead generation, limitless lead generation, which is practically about prospecting, you will learn how to close the deal. You will learn the formula of closing the deal. You will learn this how to follow up like a rock star. And then you will also master one thing: how not to be rejected by a prospect, or how to reject a prospect on your own terms. All right, I'm going to show you how to do that. And that's what you're going to be learning in 2 days. All 2 days and your career will literally change. And you want to be there with me. And also, I'm going to be bringing some other 1, 2, or 3 people that will also be joining me that are master in the game as well, showing you how to literally transform your life. You don't want to miss that for any reason. If that is you, why not? Put it in the comment section and say the closer. And then you're going to reserve a ticket for yourself. It's 150,000, and you can spread the ticket in the next couple of months. It's going to be in July. You still have the May, you have the June, add to it, and then you can literally do this. If you are in Lagos or anywhere in Nigeria, you want to be part of this program, you put in the comment section. If you don't want to attend this program, there is no need putting it in the comment section. You can as well get our program, the Closer Certification course, and then you can do it yourself. I think that's about 40 or 45,000. You can learn, but if you want to be in class with me, to be able to ask all your questions, to be able to do all the stuff, you want to put it in the comment section, the Closer, and it's going to literally transform your life in 2 days. You will learn the act of lead generation. You will learn the act of making offers. You will learn the act of lead conversion. You will learn the act of following up like a rock star. I'm going to show you my formula for following up, and you will become the king, because most people miss sales because they don't know how to follow up, and you will learn how to reject a prospect on your own terms. Never in your life will you be afraid again of a prospect rejecting you. You can literally know who is a prospect and a suspect in less than 3 minutes. I'm going to be showing you how it works, and I promise you, this want to be one of the best investment of 150,000 you can do. If freedom is your thing, 150,000 is a prize, and you want to be with me, You will literally transform your life. And your life, Jala is signing up for the program, the closer. Thank you. We're going to get immediately with you. And you can as well also send me a DM immediately to reserve. About 37, the last record I have is 37 tickets to 37 tickets. The last record I have is a 37 ticket has been sold for the program. By the way, the flyers of the program, we have not even run the ad for the program. It's going to be sold out, I can tell you, because this is one of the best events. If you've ever been to any of my events before, you will know this. I give it to you, things that you cannot Google. And this is it. If you have not done anything sales, you are scared of sales, and you're finding a way to be able to go deeper and make a lot of money in selling, this is the program you want to be. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be certifying you and giving you a certificate to be one of the TADIS closers. And you can make a whole lot of money doing that. If that is you, you want to be part of this program, like my friend Jessica has already registered for the program a long time ago. And the point is, many people are registering for this program, just like Eniola Jala is doing right away. If you want to be part of this program, put it in the comment section, the closer. The program is 150,000 and you can spread the payment for the next 2 months and make it easy for yourself and own a ticket. All right. So that's what this is all about today. And I hope this helped you. I hope you find this. If you're joining us, you can watch the replay of this program again, or this is the first time you're coming in contact with us, watch the replay of tonight's program. It's promised to be a life transforming event for you. My name is Tade Cash, and my work is to make you free. And my work is to make you buy back your time and live lives on your own time. I want to take you to the deep. I want to take you to that damaged position where in your life you will do what you want to do without financial worries. And that is possible. In the next 2, 3, 7 years of anybody's life, no matter the position you are financially today, you can forever be free financially. And I promise you that, and I throw that to you as a challenge. If you follow my journey with me, I will stop you having a journey and make it a process for you. Thank you today for being part of this program. I really appreciate you. I'm looking forward to see you again. Today is Tuesday, and it's a beautiful day, being the 14th day of the month of May 2024. I love you all, and I truly love you. Peace, love, and cash flow. And then we get to you in the DMs, and every other person that is also registering for this program. You can put it there, the closer, or you come to a DM and reserve your position for this program. Thank you. God bless you for tonight. I'll see you again. My name is Tade Cash. Bye for now.